Hi everyone, it's Matthew, and I'm back with another video of Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Arizona, where it is an astoundingly beautiful.
So today we're driving back on the Dutch map again in this DAF XF Euro 6. I have not been on this map for a very long time now. So anyway, let's pick a job.
We got so many people listening where it's miserable, but there's not a cloud in the sky, and yeah, it's pretty nice, pretty damn nice. I'm glad to be with you here, though. We are live most Saturdays here on.
Let's take this one. Nice short 13-ton though. Anyway, what do I have to say about it? So yeah, I'm back on the Dutch map and I've changed a few things around. So the first thing you'll notice is I changed the interior, so from that black one I had to a different one. Only because I got a bit bored of the black one, so I decided to change it up as I thought it was better. So anyway, start the truck up.
And what I go through in the video is, a little bit similar, some of the same stuff that I discussed in the prior video about the IRS, putting the cart before the horse. But I have a new thing that I was throwing out, an excuse. I don't know if it's new, but I haven't heard it in quite a while, so that's why I was prompted to do the video. Most of all, a shame, because there's a lot. There's, of course, a lot of the same stuff that we've heard from these agents so many times. But
obviously I've got to go to the entrance to accept the job, so let's do that now.
Although since last time we played the opening theme to one of my favorite shows, this is probably my favorite.
Yeah, when we get going I'll stop talking about whatever I have to talk about, so
I remember watching this as a kid, and they went and canceled it after 6 episodes. So that was pretty traumatic, of course, as any kid would have in the mid-80s. And we had to wait 4 years for the movie to come out, but I'll play a little bit of this.
I think it was around here somewhere. Yeah, it's in there, so pretty much all we gotta do is reverse in here. Anyway, so let's go on with the job in hand. Let's drive out here. Pick a nice wide turn so we can don't clip. We already have clipped. So do you know what we do when we clip? Simply just get in.
How they're so similar, and oh yeah, okay, another IRS agent doesn't know what he's talking about. So many people still call me.
Okay, not there.
Email me to be able to learn how to handle themselves when they're dealing with these bureaucrats. It shows that.
Yeah, sometimes I just don't know how to get out of those places properly, so it's almost just a mystery to me of how to get out of them. I mean, I think I should have gone the other way, but I don't know. Anyway, so what do I have to talk about? I am back on the Dutch map finally after a break from it, and that's just weird how they're just changing sides of the roads. Oh god, I lost what I was saying. Oh, no, I can remember. Yeah, I haven't been on this map in a while because I just haven't felt like it. And I'm back on this map same DAF with a different interior mod. It might sound a bit different. That's because that is because I have a sound mod installed for the Scania, which could be conflicting with the sound mod for the DAF. I don't 100% know, but it's been a while since I drove this truck, so this could be how it sounded before, but I can't 100% remember. Yeah, the Scania sound mod I got does actually make the truck sound a lot more realistic. Definitely. A hell of a lot more realistic. But anyway, so I was doing a stream last night. I played around with one or two of the OBS settings, which was Aero, and I didn't disable it. I enabled it and started the stream. For about 5 minutes I was wondering, why is my FPS so bad? I went back, I stopped the stream, disabled Aero, and then the stream was running a hell of a lot smoother. And if you have monitor capture turned on in the stream, it makes it, as well as the game capture, somehow, for me at least, makes it a lot more, holds back your FPS a lot more. So that's just how it is, I think. I mean, to be fair, at the moment the FPS I'm getting is alright, about 25 to 30 or 24. It's dropped to 26, so it's alright at the moment. I mean, I look at it back, and it's a lot more laggy than it actually is. I mean, it's just kind of, yeah, it was just really surprising why he did that. I couldn't work it out, as I said, and yeah, I just went back, disabled Aero, and it was fine. So I really don't know what the problem was. There's a few other things I could talk about. I could talk about what SCS posted last Monday, which was it's about the, I think it was the multiplayer mod developer visiting them. So that's good to know. But they was talking to some of the community developers, or third party, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, it's good to hear that they're doing that.
Yeah, like I said in the video, because forcing people to pay you means never having to be professional, never having to have any facts to support.
And yeah, hopefully you can hear everything okay, like the radio and the game or whatever. You can hear a very quiet jailbreak if you listen carefully.
And it had been a long morning, and it was frustrating to say the least. And so I screwed up what I was trying to say. Did the middle of my sentence with the
the only reason I would get better frames playing Train Sim is because it's an old game, and you know, at times it's not as intensive as this game, but sometimes it's actually worse. And there's a ton of AI about, but as I've said before, I just don't have a very good video card with low amounts of VRAM and whatever, so it doesn't really, I don't know, it just doesn't really do the game justice, sort of playing it. Because if this was playing it like stable 30, I'd be alright with that. And chances are this, if I had something like a 7950 or 7970, I'd probably run this on, because at the moment I run on 50% scaling. I could probably run it something like 75 or 100, and yeah, most likely 75 with a few of the high settings, and run the OBS like stable 30, and it would look fine. It's hard to see if I look closely. It looks about the same sort of. Yeah, it's about the same sort of lag you see. Well, not lag, but sort of how smooth it is on the videos, but how smooth my game is ish. It might be a bit smoother on my game, but it's hard to tell just looking at it from a second display. And there's one thing I do need to do get used to with these two monitor displays is stop looking at the other monitor so much and pay attention again to the first monitor. And only look at the second monitor when I really need to. Because of course the problem is with looking at the other monitor all the time is that you take your attention off the first monitor, and if you play a game like this you could crash or you're not paying attention at all. So
exception. The rule is that they are rude, they are arrogant, they are condescending, and they do not take challenges to their authority very well.
And I can't 100% remember if the compressing issue was fixed in the Dutch map, or whether it was made longer. I can't remember, but I can remember last time I played the map, the distances were seriously compressed. So. Oh, yeah, but one of these days I'm gonna get all my Addons installed back into it, or most of them, set everything up on it, and then probably do a video of it again. What maps I can do that on, being a problem, it's a different question. It's the same reason, just because of the video card. Pretty much, most people that seem to have a decent video card can pretty much say any map that you can on a site. If you have it, if you put the right settings, you can play it fine, and it will be alright. I mean, it's only very big maps. I can't play on a site because of all the stuff that's to load in and whatever. But
nothing I can do. It is not on my end. It is on the network end, but it's all preserved for the podcast. But hey, this is the No State Project, which, what would it be?
why did he just slow down so much that I really ended it? That wouldn't have happened if he hadn't slowed down so much. 190 kilometers to go. And if any of you are wondering about the how much I'm actually using in CPU resources, I'm using about 20% CPU and 5.6 gigs of memory out of 12 gigs of memory that I have. I mean, when I pretty much put more memory in this machine, it really unlocked this CPU's potential for how good it is. So yeah, it is pretty much just the video card that lets the machine down. And you know, as I told you before, it can't be upgraded due to the fact that the motherboard is fine for that, but the power supply isn't, because it's been the case that for some reason they just decided to put in a power supply which you couldn't upgrade. I think probably because they more wanted. You more class this PC, I think, as a workstation PC more than a gaming PC. I think they just put in any other power supply, a half-high one, and then just put the weakest video card they could have done. Tuned it down a lot, I think, is what they done. Tuned it down a lot so it would work, and then just called it a gaming PC. As far as I know, that my video card has not performed to all of its 100% potential, because it probably performs to about 70 a bit, because I think it's been tuned down a lot. You tune it back up, it still doesn't get to its good full potential. So
no success in stopping this from happening. What the judge will do is actually will instruct the jury to apply. So if there was any
I mean, the type of spec now I'd choose if I was going to buy a game PC. Let me think about this. It'd probably be something like top end i7 or i5, or maybe an AMD FX 9590, because one of them is like 8 core processor, and probably decent, a very good Asus motherboard. It's like 32 gig of RAM in it. Maybe an R9 270X or GTX 960 or 970, maybe probably a 960, and probably a 750 or 850 watt power supply, and a few some hard drives. Probably upgrade to more hard drives later in the time. Probably have Windows 7 if Windows 10 wasn't available now. Yeah, which is not now. You probably have Windows 7 still, and yeah, that's about it. So.
Is that the jury didn't give a damn, and so they convicted him anyway. Back to the no
Yeah, it does sound quite good from the outside, and just go along the front of it. Feels, I think it feels immersive. I think, like you're on the bumper, you're right on the action. So.
We're not able to listen because the 3 points he had. The first one was, can laws be entered into evidence? And what I mentioned was that I know that in places like California, that they do take judicial notice of laws, and even court rulings, not dicta, but the actual ruling itself. And what we were talking about too is even if the prosecutor was required to do that, which you when you're charged with a malprohibitum offense, that the fact that it only exists because of a statute, that would be part of the evidence. Even if it was the case, judges routinely across the board will give jury instructions that the laws do apply to you and completely relieve the prosecution of that burden of proof. I mean, imagine that though, Ian. How can it possibly be fair for the judge in every single
143 miles to go. Oh, and a 50cc speed limit just because of that. Nah, I don't think it's worth sticking to that. Or maybe it is. Wow.
2 weeks or so, just for the sake of background, because it's amusing to me. I'm putting together a little modular YouTube series for my friends so that I can explain some of these concepts to them in a fairly concise manner. And it occurred to me that you can...
What the heck happened there? That's mad. That is just crazy. I like that. That's a realistic touch, I think. Looks like the map has gone very, very foggy.
Accessibility violations, right, all the still so on and so forth. And you could take them out internally, but it would be much simpler. I think it's much quicker to simply move on to the past and ask factually about the applicability of the laws. I think that's the easiest way to go overall. I can't help but think to myself, yeah, so the judge, he goes ahead and says, the laws apply, and that's all there is to it. You can still, however, set up due process violations in the sense that the judge is proceeding absent evidence, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
That is so foggy.
Works out. Alright, fantastic.
That is the foggy. That is foggy as hell. Quite literally.
It doesn't
I
matter.
mean, I hope this isn't just an effect of this particular part of the map, because that is mad.
Because court cases do not provide evidence.
Right, because if they're going to be citing a court case, the court case that they're citing is relative to a person who is not
Well, I can't not see who's ahead of me, that's all.
anyway, so even if they cite a court case,
Even if I put high beams on, I can't see much more, so...
judicata, right, is that what I'm looking for?
Res judicata and the difference between res judicata and, of course, stare decisis. And stare decisis is for to settle a principle of law. And res judicata is issues of law and fact, but only for those people under those circumstances. It doesn't apply to anybody else. It only applies to those two parties for that circumstance. So
Yeah.
they like to conflate the two.
Oh, only 115 kilometers to go.
And they'll get very upset when you bring that up.
Yeah.
Because it's all they have. Every case is fact specific. It's why I mentioned in Adventures in Legal Land that, you know, that if somebody in 2015 is accused of killing two people, one being their ex-wife, you don't turn around and say, excuse me, that's frivolous, okay? Because OJ was charged with the same thing, and there was a verdict of not guilty, so, and a judgment of not guilty. So I don't know why you're charging me with that.
If you can hear my steering wheel, I do apologise, is quite high in 4-speed back, so...
They will go ahead and do the same thing, like I mentioned in California. Was a simple argument. What?
Yeah.
So they'll actually do what they're accusing me of doing. It's hard not to have your head explode.
Yeah, I was, because I go through these things quite a lot. I go through the arguments rather a lot, partly to sort of sharpen my own thought process and partly just to see where it leads. So I have these conversations with people quite regularly. Sometimes lawyers. Strangely enough, I've managed to befriend some lawyers. One of whom is like an ex-federal prosecutor or something. Incidentally, he quit because he recognized how corrupt the whole system was. You know, kudos to that guy.
Wow.
Yeah, no. I was really impressed by that. But yeah, I did notice that there's sort of a funny thing. Anytime they want to catch you on like rules and laws, they'll always tell you the laws apply. When you start to bring up internal contradictions, man, they can't. They refuse to see their own internal contradictions.
I almost would like that in another couple of years, like 13 or 14, because
Asking for a jury is just so you can.
I don't know, it'd probably be more fuel efficient if it had a few more gears than it does.
Are in front of 12 other people, so that those 12 people, like, they have no choice but to either laugh or be brain
Well, the fog's sort of cleared up a bit.
tease out their ability to think about the
Oh,
concept.
damn.
One of my favorites was just yesterday. There was a thing, something about how you are a U.S. citizen if you are born in the territory. It's called the United States. And the person said something about how it's like a contract or something like this, which is not. But because they use the wording of contract, immediately, of course, the first question is, okay, fine, so is a minor able to enter into a contract? Well, applied to you from birth, but just according to, and I even got them to admit that they agree with the U.S. legal system.
Yeah, I do like this DAF. This is a really nice truck, and most trucks that are in the game standard are quite nice if you get the right configuration on them. And the only thing I don't really like about Renaults and other Mercedes is that they don't by default come with a GPS. So I think the place we're delivering to is quite remote from the city, so that's probably why I have to drive all this extra distance, because I think we would have got by there now if it hadn't been this sort of remote-ish place. And for a 460 horsepower engine, this does pull really well actually. So, and look at that, the Foster's trailer. Australian's famous beer. Of course.
Settling a question of law, yes, you can look at court cases to settle a question of law. It's an accusation, a legal accusation, a legal claim that has to be backed by facts. So one example is, again, we'll use prosecutorial misconduct. I use a court case that says that prosecutorial misconduct is making an argument without evidence. That's prosecutorial misconduct. Now, the facts, if someone is actually guilty of that or has actually committed that, or another thing. In fact, well, most prosecutors actually do that. I appreciate the call, Joe. I hope that helps. I want to get back with Ian in California. All right, Ian. So
it's not remote, it's just a lot further up the road. With this motorway, technically, is what I should say. Well, we got a decent half an hour's worth of footage out of this, so.
Point you in the direction of a place to go to learn about getting third-party authorization.
Third-party authorization? What context? For a traffic ticket?
Yeah, just the idea that I can speak on their behalf to a prosecutor. Nothing huge, just the ability.
But this map definitely does have some interesting scenery in it. It's not exactly 100% realistic in the roads layout, but yeah, definitely it's got some interesting things in it, like the fog, the vans, the crashes in it. It's very, say well done to him, because he definitely has put a lot of detail into particular parts of this. Considering he started with practically nothing, he's done very well. But let me tell you something, if you want a map that works, that makes your map feel more realistic and more real, get the Heavy Alex. The MHA Pro Map, because that is a brilliant map. Though make sure if you have TSM, you disable it, or you make a backup of your profile before you disable it, because otherwise it may mess your game up. If you disable TSM and put that in, TSM could potentially fuck up your game. But because it did to a friend I was helping, it did actually fuck up his game. But yeah. It could fuck up your game, I don't know, but If it does, then make sure to, if it, just in case, for back up your profile before you do that, and save it. And then we enable MHA. Well, you'll feel like you're in the real world almost, because it's got so many little details that make it feel, well, brilliant. And I could go on all day about how good it is, but I'm not going to do that, because I'll probably I'll probably come off sounding like an idiot, but whatever.
Discretion to waive certain rules in the interest of justice. So if he wants, because that's why Judge Franks in the St. Paul District Court allowed me to speak on someone's behalf. The reason why it was not the unauthorized practice of law considered a crime was because Judge Franks allowed it to waive that particular rule, because it's just a rule of court. It's not because it hurts anybody. It's not because it's a heinous crime. It's just some lawyers decided we've got to do something to protect our little monopoly here, because people are going to figure out that anybody learning English language can probably do what we do.
Oh, only 19 kilometers to go.
With just a few weeks or months of practice, anybody can cross-examine as well as we can. So that's why you have that. So you can go in and you make it clear. I have no intention of addressing the judge, the prosecutor, or a witness. I'm just here to confer with so-and-so.
Yeah, definitely. Streaming now with the two monitors is a lot easier, and I don't have to set those properly for it, so I only have to adjust tile on a couple of things, and that's it. And the faffing around I used to have to, it's so much easier now. So
Because I was going for so yeah.
I'm expecting a lot of hostility.
one thing I actually did buy recently, or actually just yesterday, was World of Subways Volume 1, which is basically the New York Underground line, and I'm gonna learn that game and hopefully stream it. I'm gonna learn it through the manual and read it thoroughly and see what it says, and try and learn the game, and then stream it again, and hopefully stream it with a decent amount of success, because last time got the game to work, but the problem of course with the game is so when you're in the menu your resolution is down, and when you're out of the menu it basically has to, because it's an older game, it has to somehow put your monitor, or at least mine because it's a newer one, to a resolution of something like 1024 by 768 rather than 1920 by 1080, because even though I put that to that resolution in the game, that's the default resolution. If you have it at the higher resolution, it still doesn't necessarily help with it. But, wow, that was some interesting roundabout, that's for sure.
I agree. I've heard about that going on extensively. When you have the psychological personality associated with it, they have this grandiose view of themselves, and that's why cops are so violent. They don't show them respect the badge and respect their authority, because
there's something that I've been thinking about for a while with regards to that as well, because I agree with your ideas about psychopathy in general. However, I would add the one caveat that consider like the Manson family.
Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. Do make sure to comment, like and subscribe, and share it with your friends and all that good stuff. It does really help. But for now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.